What's up, everybody? Welcome to another reaction video from Shades Gaming. I know it's been a while. Um, where I'm at right now, it's hard to get videos uploaded. It takes a really long time, so really haven't been doing any videos. But I'm gonna do one that do an artist that we have never done on the channel before. This is Tom Macdonald. It's called Fake Woke. He dropped it on Friday, last Friday. I'm a little late on it, but we're still gonna do it. Really good song. If you've never heard of Tom Macdonald, a lot of people consider him a really controversial artist. I guess he is kind of controversial, but I like his stuff. I've been listening to him for a while, so we're gonna check this one out, see how it goes. So anyway, this is the name of the song, Fake Woke, Tom Macdonald. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you get all the notifications. Also, we're up over 500 subscribers. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much for subscribing and sticking with us. Try to get more videos, and as I get back to where I used to live, then we'll be able to upload on a daily basis. Here it's a little harder. So, anyhow, let's get into the video. Fake Woke, Tom Macdonald.
I think it's crazy I'm the one who they labeled as controversial, and Cardi B is the role model for 12-year-old girls. There's rappers pushing Xanax at the top of the billboard, but if I mention race in a song, I'm scared I'll get killed for it. It's backwards, it's getting exponentially dumb. It's more difficult to get a job than purchase a gun. Eminem used to gay bash and murder his mom, and now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump.
Well, stop right there. I know he said a few things. Cardi B being a role model for 12-year-old girls. I don't personally care for Cardi B. It's not the kind of music I listen to. And they do label him controversial. Tom Macdonald is a controversial artist. And there's been some talk about this being a diss to Eminem. I don't think it's a diss. Well, back in the day, I love Eminem. I used to listen to him all the time. I don't listen to him as much nowadays. I like his older stuff. But he's right. Back in the day, he used to gay bash all the time. He talked whatever shit, whatever he wanted to say, he said. And I don't know. He kind of, I wouldn't say he's different now, but I think he's just comparing to how he was to how he is. And I know Eminem came back and said he was just angry when he said he didn't want Trump supporters as fans, and said, apologize and reneged on that statement, but still, it's kind of a comparison. I don't think it's a diss, though.
We're ashamed to be American. You should probably love it, because you have the right to hate it and not get stoned to death in public. As children, we were taught how to walk and talk, but the system wants adults to sit down and shut up.
So right there, he says as children we're taught to walk and talk, but nowadays the system, the government, the one percenters, whoever you want to say it is, they don't want anybody to have opinions. They just want everybody to, go with the flow. Don't talk. Don't go against the system. They don't want to hear your opinions. And that's a lot of what Tom Macdonald talks about. I mean, what the system wants you to do, and what really you should do is having freedom of speech. But nowadays it ain't so free. When somebody on Twitter says something and they get banned from Twitter for saying it, that's not freedom of speech. That's somebody holding somebody else down.
Cancel culture runs the world now. The planet went crazy. Label everything we say is homophobic or racist. If you're white, then you're privileged, guilty by association. All our childhood heroes got me too, or they're rapists. They never freed the slaves. They realized that they don't need the chains. They gave us tiny screens. We think we free because we can't see the cage. They knew the race war would be the game they need to play. From people to big teams, they used the media to feed the flame.
Alright, so right there he says they never ended racism. And he's not talking about there still being, they never ended slavery. He's not talking about the actual slavery from, a few hundred years ago. He's talking about we're all still slaves to somebody, and the way they're keeping us down or keeping us not to notice, they give us these small screens so that way we can't see the cage. Everybody's on their phone, on social media, so they can't see hopefully they can't see the bigger picture. They can't see what's really being done to them, how they're being oppressed. And it's not just black people or white people or Mexican people or this people or that people. They're being oppressed. It's everybody. It's everybody being oppressed, and in this country, that's really not how it's supposed to be. But still, that's how it's, and it's getting worse. So.
They so fake woke, facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke, same old, same songs. They so fake woke, facts don't care about your feelings.
There's other like reactors that don't like one that I can think of in particular. I won't mention him because I can't remember really his name of his channel, but he doesn't always like Tom McDonald's hooks or his chorus. I like most of his choruses. I mean, I always think they're kind of catchy, but I mean some of them seem to go on for too long and it's kind of repetitive. I can see what some people would say, but for the most part, I like his chorus.
It's crazy how these people screaming facts, but they fake woke. Hate their neighbor cause he wears a mask or he stays home. Has a daughter, but his favorite artist said he slays hoes. Picks her up from school, music slaps on the way home.
Yeah, right there. I mean, some people, he's talking about hypocrisy. I mean, even though some people don't want to wear masks and some people do, you shouldn't, you know, hate the person because they want to wear a mask or they want to stay home, especially during these times, or if they don't want a mask, that should be your choice. When you go out, you shouldn't have to go one way or the other, not in public. Also, the hypocrisy of somebody having a daughter. I have two daughters. Anybody that's fans of the channel know I have two little girls. You've seen them. They've done reactions with me. And you have a daughter and then your favorite artist talks about killing hoes, killing women. That's not a message you want to pass on to your girls. So, I mean, it's fine if you want to listen to it by yourself and stuff, but don't play it in the car with your daughter in the car with you. She's going to look to that and expect, you know, that from guys. That's not the way she should look at men. So don't give her, you know, don't do that with your daughter in the car.
Censorship's an issue because they choose but they erase. There's a difference between hate speech and speech that you hate. I think Black Lives Matter was the stupidest name when the system's screwing everyone exactly the same. I just want to spend Thanksgiving Day with food and my family without being accused of celebrating native casualties. We got so divided, it's black and white and political. Republicans are bigots, libtards if you're liberal. There's riots in our streets and it's just getting worse. Y'all screaming deep on the police, y'all a genius for sure. They're underfunded already, they're way too busy to work. Order food and call the cops, see what reaches you first.
There was a lot in that little amount of time. Where he's talking about defunding the police. I mean, how absurd is this? The police are already underfunded. They're overworked and underfunded. And now people are talking about defunding them further. And when you need them, they're not going to be able to show up. I mean, he says, you know, order food or call the cops. See which gets to you first. Some places the cops might get there first. But to even be able to compare and say, well, I'm not sure. Maybe the food will get here first. And sometimes food can take 45 minutes to reach you. Depending on where you live, you want the cops to get there when you need the cops. So defunding the police is a ridiculous thing. I mean, they need to be funded. And I agree they might need more training. There are some cops that, of course, may have problems. There's angry, probably racist cops, but not all police are like that. Not all cops are like that. So I mean, to defund police is a ridiculous thing. Not when your society needs them. So anyhow, let's keep moving on.
Segregation ended, that's a lie in itself. That was a strategy to make us think they were trying to help. They knew that racism was hot if they designed it to sell. We buy up every single box and divide us ourselves.
Well, what a great those bars there, what a great message. I mean, segregation still exists and they want it to exist. They don't want to end it. They want us to be against each other. He says, designed it to sell. We buy up every box and separate us ourselves. And that's what they've done. I'm not saying there's not racism in the world. Of course there's ignorant racist people on both sides, every side. But to to keep giving them the power of talking about it and worrying about them, and probably just ignore them. I mean, it's stupid for us to fight amongst each other. You know, white versus black, when it's the 1%ers, the rich people, all these elites that are actually holding all the power, and we're just sitting here, and as long as we fight it amongst each other and look at it as us being separate, we're never gonna look to them, so they stay safe and sound.
They so fake woke, facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke, say so. They so fake woke, facts don't care about your feelings. Use violence to get peace and wonder why it isn't working. That's like sleeping with a football team to try and be a virgin.
I know what he's saying. Sometimes it takes violence to gain peace. Don't necessarily agree with that line. I know there's some things I don't agree with Tom Macdonald. He's very Christian, and he talks about, you know, God a lot in his music. I'm not a religious person. I'm actually an atheist, so I don't agree with everything, but a lot of what he says I agree with. That one, I would rather not have to come to violence, but like somebody said, every major dispute has been settled by violence, and it's hard not to have war, not to have violence in the world. And if we didn't have to, that'd be great, but sometimes it's necessary. But I still like it. I like the way he said it anyway.
Politicians are for sale and someone always makes the purchase. But you and I cannot afford it. Our democracy is worthless. If a man has mental illness, call him crazy. Say it silently. When country's going crazy, we accept it in society. Get sick and take a pill. When the side effects get you high, you get addicted like these rappers dying, fighting with sobriety. Censoring the facts turns our children into idiots. They claim it's for our safety. I'll tell you what it really is. Removing information that empowers all the citizens. The truth doesn't damage points of view that are legitimate.
I don't know how you can better say that. It doesn't matter what opinion you have or what you bring to the table, whether you do this side or that side. If you have a legitimate argument or your point, you have a legitimate point, then the truth is not going to destroy your point. Knowing the truth doesn't, you know, make one side wrong and one side right. If you have a respectable point or a respectable side, that's fine. You don't have to agree with everybody. I don't have to agree with everybody out there. You don't have to agree with me. But what shouldn't happen is the hatred, the polarization and the hatred that's like going on now, where the two sides are saying this side's wrong and we hate them for it. They shouldn't be able to do things because they like a certain president, or they like the president that is our president now. I don't necessarily agree with our president now. I don't necessarily agree with the president we had last year. Some of the things he did I agree with. Some things he did I didn't agree with. But for me to say somebody that believes different than I do, I wouldn't say I hate them for it. So, truth is not going to destroy any legitimate points. And if you have an opinion, you should be able to speak it up and have your opinion. People shouldn't be able to take that from you. Let's go ahead and finish the video up here, but I just wanted to say that.
They're trying to change amen to amen and women. How we let them make praying a microaggression. Instead of asking God for the strength to keep winning, we cheat to get ahead and then we ask Him for forgiveness.
I want. This is the last time I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna let it play through after this. Like I said, he's more religious than I am. I'm not a religious person. I'm an atheist. But what he says there, how do amen is not a word that has anything to do with men or women. It's pronounced amen. I think it's a German word. It doesn't have to do with men. Amen is not a man word. It's amen. So why are they trying to say, well, we gotta say all A men and A women? That's kind of a stupid thing. I'm sorry, it's stupid. Um, it has nothing to do with men or women. The word itself is ridiculous. I'll let it play through now, but that's crazy.
Feminism used to be the most righteous of fights, but these days it feels like they secretly hate guys. I don't trust anyone who bleeds for a week and don't die. I'm just kidding, but everything else that I said is right. They so fake woke, facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke, same old, say so fake woke, facts don't care about your feelings.
I put a video of Nova's girl. That's another thing, another really good, and it's going to be controversial. I mean, right now it's a #1 hit. I mean, for him to be an independent artist, Tom MacDonald's done really good. If you've never seen or heard Tom MacDonald, then you should definitely go check out his channel and some of his other videos. He's an independent artist. He won't sign with anybody. His girlfriend Nova does all of his videos, so it's just him. He doesn't have a manager. He does all of his work, by himself. Extremely talented artist. Extremely controversial, but I'm not a person that doesn't like controversy. I like controversy, and we should have controversy. If you don't, if everybody agrees, then something's wrong. Not everybody's always going to agree. It's just not going to happen, and we shouldn't have to agree. That's the great thing about this country. We should not have to agree. And of course, at the end of the song, there he had a little joke, about feminism and not trusting anybody who bleed for a week and not die. It was just kind of funny, a little joke. I'm sure people are gonna hate it, but whatever. Anyhow, that was Tom MacDonald. I know I stopped the video more than often than I usually do. Somebody suggested that I should, so did that. If you don't like it, if you like the way I used to do it, not stop it or break it down so many times, then go over more at the end. Let me know. We can do it like that. But anyhow, let me know. That's Tom MacDonald, Fake Woke. And again, if you've never seen him before, go check him out. Extremely talented artist, and all of his songs, he's got a message, whether you like it or not. It's a definite message. So, like I always say, until next time, peace.